Welcome to ruralvacantland.com. This is Luke Smith, and today I'd like to show you a property got for sale in San Bernardino County, California. So if we just cruise down through the list of California and San Bernardino County, and all the ones that are for sale, I believe this is the last property we've got in San Bernardino County right now. Quite the popular county. I've had numerous ones in the past that all sold. This one, we'll see how long it takes to come up, but it's 110 acres, and it's just serene wilderness. There's nobody around. There's some nice mountains in the backdrop. It's government land. There's government land on multiple sides of the property, so I think you can access it and go adventuring in the government land that's all around there and up into the mountains. So that's what I'm going to try to show you, if this website will catch up here. Here we go. So 110 acres, peaceful freedom near miles and miles of wilderness to explore. Asking $34,999. Just lowered the price some to see if that picks up your interest. So this one here, it's got GPS coordinates. You can click on it to see it on a map. Try that. It's got a buy it now button. You click on that, and it asks for $500 down. Make a down payment, hold the property for you. Well, we figure out how to get the rest of the balance paid. I'm asking that you send a cash, wire, cashier's check. Let's talk about it. Pick up the phone or email me. Tell me how you want to pay the rest of it in short order, and I'll get it transferred into your name. But this form will collect your information as well. So let's go to the GPS coordinates of the thing. Before that, it's like $200 roughly in taxes a year for 110 acres. It's pretty amazingly cheap in California. Let's zoom out and show you where we're at. Here's San Diego, Tijuana, here's Phoenix, here's Las Vegas, here's Los Angeles. So you're kind of in between Phoenix, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas. The main place to get supplies like Home Depot and that kind of stuff is to go around the corner here to Lake Havasu City. I believe there's I think that's going to be the closest Walmart too. So if you take the 62 over here, I kind of think there's a Walmart in Parker as well. But if you go up to Lake Havasu City, you've got all the supplies, and you got nice boat launches. There's a university and things, and you're on the Arizona side, which is nice to get gas and buy stuff without the taxes of California. But you live on the California side, so you still get the social benefits of California, like healthcare and workers' comp and disability and all those kinds of things that you can use to your betterment and by living in California. There's a gas station here at the Vidal Junction as well. These mountains here, if I change it over to satellite, these mountains here, the property's down here, right? These mountains are the Turtle Mountains. And there's a bunch of hiking trails and nature routes and stuff through these mountains that don't really have signs or placards or displays that I know of. I mean, it's very unknown wilderness that you can go explore. And it's Bureau of Land Management or Department of Agriculture. Bureau of Land Management manages this property, so they've got their own rules and regulations about how you can use the property. I pulled up their this is a different website. It's wilderness.net, but they got the information from Bureau of Land Management. This is the University of Montana puts this website together about a lot of these nature preserves. And so this talks about the Turtle Mountains Wilderness, and I'll show you on a map here in a sec where it's at. But they're saying it's 177,000 acres wilderness, and there's also the Stepladder Mountain Wilderness to the north of it. So it just goes on and on. It's huge, wide open space right next to this property. They're saying it encompasses diverse scenic landscape, from talking about volcanic peaks down in the bayous down below, cliffs and spirals, and colorful deep reds, browns, tans, grays to blacks. I mean, there's lots of color in these mountains. They're not just your basic beige mountains, because it's old volcanic stuff, right, to made different colors in the mountains. The area has numerous springs and seeps. However, several of them were developed with wells prior to wilderness designation. So before this turned into a park, somebody, did some work to get some water out of these hills, and that's the kind of stuff that supports a lot of the wildlife in the area. Nature people like to keep them going and help the birds and the antelope or whatever else is there. Bighorn deer, bighorn sheep. I'm talking about different brush and Palo Verde cactus and jackrabbits, squirrels, kangaroo rats, and eagles, falcons, lizards. Desert tortoise is in the wilderness area. In the northwestern and northeastern portions. At the northwest and northeast, and we're in the southeast, so I don't think we're in the turtle area from what they're saying, if I'm reading that right. Just a high diversity of plant and animal species, so that talks about the area. I've got their maps pulled up on Google Earth, so if we zoom out here, this is the Route 66 that runs south of there. Here's Vidal Junction and properties in this area here. And these are all the nature areas. And they talk about the different peaks like Negro Peak, Castle Rock. There are a bunch of pictures of that one. See if I can get a... Well, here's a view from Castle Rock. Look at that. Just it's one heck of a rock sticking up out of the desert. You can look around the area. The property would be down below somewhere. And Mopah Peak south, Mopah Peak east. See if I can get some more pictures. Yeah, so there's Mopah Peak. There's Turtle Mountains from the sky. There's different hiking trails. I think it can show us the hiking trails if you click on it. There's some Castle Rock, some of these rocks. I think that's where the picture was taken from, is top of one of those rocks, or someone doing some rock climbing. But, here's the wilderness area to the north there, talking about Stepladder Mountains. So, like, you got this one floating together, and so that's the BLM land. Now, around that is government land. There's a bunch of government land in this area as well. And this BLM land, some of the rules they have is they don't want you to drive on the property. So if you want to go dirt biking, four-wheeling, and stuff like that, that's a no-no inside this yellow line. But outside the yellow line, the government land, as far as I understand, I mean, you see tracks all over it. People drive all over this stuff. So let's go back to this website. So here's the property again. Here's the Turtle Mountains. Here's Highway 95 and stuff. So as we zoom in on this, we see the property lines here to the property. This is in a company called Scott Adventure. So off to the side, to the east is government land. To the north of that is more government land. And, to the south of this property is government land. In between, it's government land. And it's government land all over the place, except for straight to the north of this property is someone else's private property. And straight to the east is a couple other people's private property. So you've got private neighbors. Sorry, to the west is private, and to the north is private. But all the east, southeast, and south is all government land. And this government land goes out to the 62. It also goes up to the 95. And if we zoom in on this government land, we zoom in on this property particularly, I mean, you start seeing two tracks. People drive across this property, whether they're doing four-wheelers or dirt bikes or whatever. I mean, there's multiple two tracks running through the desert. Like, look at this piece here. This, tracks. It looks like a drunken, crazy person was driving around here. But in reality, you can just drive in any direction because there's not much out there to stop you. And so they're crossing the government land. They think they're probably on government land by the time they get onto this private land. But that's how you can get in and out of here. There's some bigger tracks that cross this property here. You can see this track comes down. See if follow that out to something. To a hole in the map. If you just keep following some of these trails, see if they go out to the road. There you go. Goes out the bigger road there. Then this road comes down, to the highway, goes down different directions. So if you go around that, this one comes, these ones actually have names on them. So I'm sure there's different routes in and out of there, whether you're taking one of these roads, or you're going through some of these cuts to get up there. I sold a property to a lady over in this region somewhere not too long ago, and she drove through some of these, was my understanding, drove her car across this area to property over here, and absolutely loved it, and hasn't looked back. This one is a bit bigger than what she went after, and just looking for the right person that wants a bunch of room with nobody around and access to the Turtle Mountains, Vidal Junction for gas right down the street, and Lake Havasu City for playing in the water. What else can I tell you about this property? We've got Landwatch pulled up. Landwatch, I think, is a good website to see what other things are up for sale for, what other people are selling their land for. And so I did San Bernardino County, 100 acres and up. Well, I guess 101 to 200 acres. That's one of the sections that they have, automatic ones. I didn't pick the numbers, I just clicked on it because this is 110 acres. It fits in that slice. And I pulled this up and I sorted from low to high. And usually I'm the lowest one in here, so it kind of miffs me that someone else has a cheaper property here. So I'm looking at this one, this cheaper 120 acres. This says $39,000 on mine, but I just changed the price to $34.99. You'll see $34.99 by the time you watch this video. 120 acres for $25,000. That's cheaper. That's more acreage for less money. And then I clicked on it, and you can't tell where it is. You gotta like call them and deal with them and everything to go figure out where it is and go take a look at it, which always makes me question. I mean, they want your business. It's realtor style. They want you to, sign up with them and everything. So it says somewhere between Baker and Barstow. That covers a huge area. If this is a picture from the property, I'm not exactly sure where this would be. I can't figure it out. There's no location, no GPS, no APN, no way to look it up. Yeah, you got to go through the real estate, and I even went to their website and looked. In my listing, there's GPS coordinates. You can go look at the property anytime, day or night, whenever you want. Just go out there and look at it, sit there and count the stars, see if the neighbors are mean or rude or great, awesome, if there's any at all. I got pictures. Hired a guy to take some pictures. I'm not sure he made it out to the actual property looking at these pictures. I think he is like on the road to the property, but that's what he got, and that's what I have. So he's, this is, I think, the turnoff and stuff. He's got pictures of the turnoff and the water canal that runs near it. There's a water canal, and yeah, you got this water canal that runs near there, not right next to the property, but near it. And I don't think these pictures are of the actual property, but they're close and in the area. I hired the guy to go take the pictures, but didn't make it all the way out there. You can see some different ones. So I wanted to show you another map. This is another system that has the location. So here's the property. Here's that 2-track that cuts the corner of it. More well-defined 2-track. I mean, people drive all over the place, but it's nice to have a better defined one. You can see this darker Y-shaped thing of rocks, and it's in between that. Going up into the Turtle Mountains. There's the Castle Rock up the hill, and all these other hiking and places that people like to go. Yeah, so it's just a good sized piece of the side of this mountain, but I don't think it's like hillside. I think it's pretty flat in that area. Here's the topography high. It was in the north west, and the low is in the southeast. It's gradual topography. I don't know what else to say about it. So that's the property, 110 acres. If you want to go for it, put the $500 down. I'll reserve it for you while I figure out how to transfer the rest of the money and get it into your name. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is Luke Smith with RuralVacantLand.com.